Good Thursday morning. I'm meteorologist David Aldridge with Captain Accurate Weather. A little bit late today. A lot of information I had to pack in. There are so many new wind advisories that were issued overnight. I had to update that graphically, so I wanted you to have the latest information. Good morning to you. It is Thursday. Last I checked, it was the 11th of January. And winter is just beginning to show signs of taking hold, not only in the terms of the cold air that we see down the road, but also the potential for some strong gusty winds and some snow in our future. I want to bring you up to speed, though. The high wind warning that was issued by the National Weather Service for the Smokies, they had it as a watch, but now that we're closer to the event, it'll begin in less than, about 24 hours from now, 7 a.m. Friday to Saturday. These winds will be around 80 miles an hour, so that's not the issue today. I do want to get kind of all the unpleasantry out of the way, at least to start. But if you're in the Smokies, there's going to be some very strong winds, and even in the Valley. They did issue, I think the Weather Service didn't want to be lagging this time around, because remember, that it was at 9:57 the night before. They finally added Knox County. But everybody is kind of brown here for the wind advisories that start 7 a.m. Friday, run till 7 a.m. on Saturday. So this is what held me up a little bit. But I wanted everybody to know this is I'm parroting the language that you'll find on the Captain Accurate Weather app, because if you tap on your county, your town, you'll be able to read the text. They are referring to our winds on Friday as south to southwest, 25 to 35 in Knoxville, gusting to 50. I think you're still in that 50 to 55 range. Just like we had before. It's like another rendition of what we had in terms of the weather before. If you're on the call, would love to get your thoughts on the winds. How sad are you feeling about it? At least today's sunny, right? And winds are going to be pretty light. I'll say 5 to 10, gusting to 20 today. That's still on the offering or on the table today. If you're on the call, let me know. I'd love to see or read what comments you might have. Fred says, good morning, David. Not looking forward to the deep freeze next week. It's coming. You are absolutely right, Fred. That deep freeze is coming. But because of the time frame, again, this won't start till 7 a.m. tomorrow, but it will last until 7 a.m. Saturday. So it's 24 hours of wind concerns. And I think really tomorrow afternoon, probably for this to really unfold will likely be between, I think, 10 and noon, 10 a.m. to noon. I don't think it's a 7 a.m. issue, even though it may start at 7 a.m. for all of us. I think we're just going to be preparing for those winds to increase from west to east. And I'll show you what that looks like graphically here in just a moment. But from Nashville's perspective, Crossville, that's around 6 a.m. Central when it begins and runs until midnight on Friday night, Saturday morning. Meanwhile, as we look at the Ultimate Doppler radar presented by Tidal Wave Auto Spa, the best express car wash and vacuum in East Tennessee. It's like getting 2 car washes for the price of one. No rain to see here. That's good news. If we expand our temperatures, we're at 27. We have actually gotten 5 degrees colder here than I expected. But if you look at Crossville, they're at 35. The southerly wind kicked in. And where it didn't kick in, Newport, it's 24. So the temperature, a little bit of a bust here, but certainly a big difference, you'd have to say, from Jacksboro 25 and Oneida 36. You think, that can't be right. It's crazy, I know, but that's where our temperatures are this morning. You throw in the very light, and it doesn't take much, right? Very light wind that we have present at the moment. We have a 3-mile-an-hour wind in Knoxville. As I said, I expect 5 to 10 today, could gust to 20, but our wind chill brings us down to 23. So bundle up this morning. Lots of sunshine expected today. I'm looking for a high around 54 degrees. By the way, also want to bring you up to speed. I have another sponsor, big announcement. Very happy to make this announcement. Marco's Pizza. How many of you love Marco's Pizza? If you do, I have a very big announcement. Today, under new and improved, under new leadership, new ownership, the Marco's Pizza in Hardin Valley opens today at 11 a.m. If you want to grab lunch, check. I'll go on. I say Captain Accurate sent you. But if you go to Hardin Valley today, they're open from 11 to 11, I believe, today. And there are other stores, I think 9 other stores are going to be opening up. So if they've been closed in your town, it's been going under new leadership, new ownership. But very excited because I'm craving Marco's Pizza. When they kind of temporarily closed, I was starting to feel bad. But anyway, you could check out Marco's Pizza, one of my sponsors. Check them out today at 11 o'clock in Hardin Valley. And look for the other stores to kind of roll out as this is all getting excited for them. And I'm happy for Marco's Pizza. So at least you have some lunch plans. You can head out to their location, at least in Hardin Valley. But I do know the other stores will be opening back up. All right, so let's get back to our wind chill. It is feeling very cold in La Follette. It feels like 19 right now here at 6:50 in the morning. Feels like 23 in Knoxville. Still feels around 24 in Newport, so pretty cold. Let me show you the wind gusts around midday today. See where I have a 20 there? Well, I have. The model has about 20-mile-an-hour gusts in Knoxville. Notice how light the winds are in Nashville and Memphis. You can see the progression of these winds. They're not going to be a factor today. There's 5 p.m., but you'll see more of the color to the west side or left side of the screen. Start picking up in Memphis at midnight tonight, right? And then we head into tomorrow morning. They're really not that bad at 2 in the morning, 10. I'm looking at Knoxville. And then 3 a.m., let's take you to about 5 a.m. So 5 a.m. still hasn't really had that big of a, but the winds have certainly taken hold in middle and west Tennessee. So please take note of that. You can see it really picks up in a nasty form in Brown. So you're looking at 50-mile-an-hour wind speeds at 9 a.m. So you may have gotten to work and so I heard we have a wind advice. Yeah, I think it's going to unfold between 10 and noon. 10 and noon is when I have informed my premium members when I think this is going to start, even though technically the advisory starts at 7 a.m. But eventually it'll work its way. It'll obviously start sooner for Cookeville, sooner for Crossville in the plateau, but those winds will get nasty. And if you will see this quickly, there's a 57. I hope these models are wrong. I hope these models, because that shows a 63. You said 50 to 55. I know what I said, but I can see what the data is screaming. It's going to be very, very windy up there. Doesn't take much. Maybe a 5-second burst of wind. Poof. Take out some power. Make sure your phone's charged. We're doing this all over again tomorrow, so I need to prepare you mentally that we're going to have a nasty day tomorrow. That's 2 o'clock. So we got a lot of strong winds potentially on the board going into your Friday, midday lunchtime tomorrow. Carrie says, good morning. It's good to see the sun. Hope everyone has a great day. Thank you, Captain, for all your hard work. Michael Norman says, glad to be back home in Knoxville. Michael, great to see you. Janet Potts says, good morning, everyone. Very thick frost, I would imagine, given the fact that the temperatures dropped even lower than I expected, but still mild in the mid-30s in Crossville. But she had some thick frost to scrape off the car this morning in Talbot. Popping over up on YouTube, I got Marilyn Bell. She says, enjoy today. It's going to be a rough day tomorrow. That is true. And Wanda Post saying, good morning, David. It's a cold morning, no doubt. So we're looking at these winds. We're looking at these strong gusty winds in anticipation of tomorrow's another wind event. And some of those storms, look at that. I hasten not even to show you that, but that's how angry the skies will be at 5,000 feet and maybe even lower. So again, this is just model data. It's fantasy until it's not, but it is a good harbinger of what may be forming during the course of tomorrow afternoon. So please, please, please take it seriously. If tomorrow is your trash pickup day, as I've said before, you don't want your trash in your neighbor's yard by accident because I forgot to secure it. Or maybe just tie it down. You might have to put some bungee cords on this because it's going to be pretty windy on your day on Friday. All right, so let's get past the wind gusts for a moment. Go back, if I could, to the radar. Nothing to see here, but we do expect some of that moisture to come in from the south and west on Friday. We're going to look at future rainfall here. My Gale Watch, I don't know how that keeps toggled on. I think it's because I saved that slide. But anyway, you can see Brown is covered all over the state, so there are wind concerns all across Tennessee in anticipation of tomorrow. I mentioned our wind advisories, but boy, is it still snowing. In the Great Lakes, look at Michigan. The entire state looks like it's covered in white, and they're continuing to pile up the accumulating amounts there. Wind concerns affect Dallas, Houston, all the way down to the far deep south. It is 6:54, clearly a lot of ground to cover. 27 our current temperature, much different than the Crossville. There's an 8-degree difference between Crossville and Oak Ridge. The biggest one is probably Oneida and Jacksboro, because Jacksboro is checking in at 25 and Oneida is 36. And granted, I was looking at Wartburg thinking, well, we'll get down to about 32. But we're about 5 degrees colder now in Knoxville than I thought we would start. But I still think our finishing point will be about 54 this afternoon. Clearly, the temperatures separate from warmth to cold. It's 8 degrees warmer in Jamestown and 9 degrees colder in Knoxville. Here at 6:55, let's get you into the next slide here because I want to show you temperatures if you're traveling. Big difference. Memphis is 42. They've got a southerly wind, and that's pushing them up into the low 40s. And Nashville, also 43 there, but only 22 in Johnson City. Amazing how the lack of that wind just didn't take hold until later this morning. Now, we have very little fog to talk about, but that could change tomorrow. If we have a similar setup tonight, plenty of stars, a little bit of that radiational cooling, we could very well see some patches of freezing frost, freezing fog. Frost is freezing, but freezing fog tomorrow is a possibility in scattered form. But as far as the clouds, it's going to be a bright day. Grab the sunglasses. You'll be glad you did. And you can see the snow up across Michigan. Not going to affect us here today. So sunrise, 7:46. Goes down at 5:41. And yesterday, I took some notes here. Come back on camera. Yesterday, we hit 43. That was our high temperature. I was expecting 45. And the normal high is 48. We should exceed that today to the tune of about 6 degrees. And the record low this morning, -6 from 1886. So if you're a fan of the history numbers, certainly a cold morning back in the 1880s. We're not going to be that cold today. Obviously, it feels like it if you're having to scrape some of the frost off your car. So the bus stop forecast here on the 11th of January, got a 5-minute late start, but I wanted you to know we're going to go from the 20s quickly to the 40s, and then eventually the low 50s. So my expectation for pickup will be around 52. Look for a high of 55 in Maryville, 54 in Knoxville. So if we hit 55 at McGee-Tyson, it wouldn't surprise me, but I still expect about 54. And Newport could easily climb up to 57 today with bright sun. So a beautiful day setting up. Take heed. Today is one of those days you want to take it and maybe recharge your battery, literally and figuratively, heading in before we go into tomorrow. Milder sun today. Windy storms develop on Friday, and then colder sunshine on Saturday. The future rainfall, as we watch the clock, there's nothing going on except it's moving, but you'll see that the heavier rains look like they're west of I-75, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, the areas in green would put about a ½ inch in Wartburg, ½ inch in Kingston, Rockwood, Harriman, and about a ½ inch in Oak Ridge. But far lesser amounts may reach Morristown and Newport, which is another reason why the Storm Prediction Center did not put you initially under their marginal risk level 1 for severe weather tomorrow. Heavier storms are going to be in this configuration, it would appear, up and down I-75 near La Follette, back toward Crossville and Jamestown, could easily pick up a ½ inch of rain. Now, I know that you like to see the snow potential, and there is going to be some snow potential going down the road. It's a cold Arctic blast. You heard Fred say it. It's coming. Yeah, it's frigid air coming our way. And eventually, as I've said, Tennessee, and particularly East Tennessee, may not be buried in the snow like they've had in Iowa or into Chicago or like they've had in upstate New York. But we're going to get into the act, and I suspect a lot of that will be moving into town before the end of the holiday weekend, because this is Martin Luther King Jr. holiday weekend. So we'll be watching that very closely. That any one of those numbers could vary. Maybe we pick up 3 to 6 inches of snow in East Tennessee. That's certainly on the table. But we'll fine-tune that once we're within 3 days. We'll have more knowledge of how confident we are moving forward. And if you're looking for cold air, you're not going to see it in the short term. These winds are angry tomorrow, and those high winds will continue to subside, or will be with us Friday evening as well. But eventually this cold air that we were talking about comes down from the Arctic, right? We had a little stratospheric warming event. It's gotten very cold across Canada, and now all that is surging down in here in the middle of January, and that's going to provide us with not one, not two, but multiple opportunities for snow going into the weeks ahead. So look at that. That purple, if you saw it, got all the way to Atlanta and Jacksonville. So that usually represents single-digit wind chills and 10s and 20s. It's going to be brutal, and there will be a lot of folks waving a white flag saying, "Make it stop." I'm just the messenger, y'all. Just the messenger. It's going to be nasty cold as we head into the 21st, 22nd, still cold, and then we lock and reload. Heading into February, you say, "No way, make it." Oh my goodness, is it going to be cold? So hopefully your heating apparatus is ready to go. 28 is our current temperature. I just wanted to show you this because we have no wind now, right? Tomorrow, we'll crave for an observation, current conditions. We would love to know. We have a no wind tomorrow, but that's not the case. Today, we finally earned it after coming off that very windy day a couple of days ago. Now, bright sun and turning milder for your day today. Here's my valley planner. We got to get us up to about 50 by 1 and finish the day about 54 degrees for an afternoon high. Got to check in real quick with Steve Stone. He's got his Good Morning Happy Face. Thank you, Steve, for being here on YouTube. It is now 7 o'clock. Obviously, I've got a little bit of catching up to do, but thank you for staying with me. And Gail says, "Burr, winter has arrived. Prayers for all. I live under 70-foot trees. Oh dear, and go elsewhere for the events." Yeah, you want to make sure you're very careful and mindful, especially when they start swaying, when they're that strong. They can cause some real issues. And I grew up in not most of my teenage years in a house that had lots of tall trees up in the state of Delaware where I grew up. And I did say when those winds came in, you kind of wondered, well, gee, I better maybe find another place to kind of weather the storm, so to speak. But you will not have to worry about winds today. Today is kind of a quiet, calm before the storm, so to speak. 80% chance of rain tomorrow. Again, heavier on the west side of I-75. It's not until Monday, Tuesday, emphasis Tuesday, that I think we have a good chance of getting some accumulating snow. So we've had the holiday, right? Holiday is Monday, federal holiday, banks are closed, post office is closed, some snowflakes may move into the picture, but it's Monday night into Tuesday that we might be actually saying, hey, maybe make it a 4-day weekend. Did you just say 4-day weekend? It could happen, teachers. My premium members know all this too well. They see and know what I'm thinking because I just blurted out. By the way, Storm Prediction Center talking about numerous storms in orange. Today, big bullseye right there in Arkansas, Texas, and Louisiana where they meet. You're looking at Shreveport. There could be numerous storms, possible tornadoes, scattered severe storms in yellow, isolated severe storms in Houston, and nothing going on here today in terms of bad weather. Now, tomorrow, different story. And I mentioned all that wind will be coming into play. Some nasty storms that could take out power. Tornadoes possible from Dothan, Augusta, Macon, and also into Jackson, Mississippi, where scattered severe storms may affect them, Mobile, and Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, and Savannah. So the really nasty weather will be southeast of us. But if we move back home, it looks like it covers right into about, say, Talbot, west, and Morristown, Newport, maybe not so much. Thunder's possible, but most of the forcing, most of the energy will be between Knoxville, Maryville, Etowah, and, say, Crossville. So everywhere in Forest Green will be under the crosshairs. Looking ahead to Saturday, quiet weather across the country. Another day to recharge our battery like today. Saturday and today have a lot in common in that respect. Meanwhile, we take a look at the bigger picture. A little trough, not producing any moisture, maybe a few high clouds, but otherwise a beautiful day at 54. It's now 7:03. I'll be finished up here in about 2 minutes. You'll notice at 5 a.m. we got heavy rain coming in from the west. All that energy associated with this front come into Memphis at 9 a.m. and we've already talked about the winds. And if you follow closely, you might have to squint. Those red arrows are coming out of the southeast initially, and then eventually they'll come out of the southwest. So the winds will rotate, and that may cause some issues further south where there's some bigger concern for severe weather. But anyone is fair game for damaging wind tomorrow. You don't have to wait for the thunder to appear. Meanwhile, Futurecast shows, again, quiet weather Saturday. I don't have any precipitation expected. If any of it's around, it will be primarily up toward Kentucky. And then we slide into Sunday, still thinking we're in that hazy sun and scattered clouds expectation for Sunday. Sunday's high should be about 41. So we have 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, where the high may struggle to get to 41 degrees. Futurecast takes us into the mid-40s at noon. Pick out your favorite town at lunchtime when you might be at Hardin Valley Marcos. Marcos Hardin Valley, again, opening their doors today under new leadership, new ownership, better, bigger, and better than ever. So check out Marcos Pizza. But they'll about 47 at lunchtime, been into the 50s pretty easily by 3 o'clock, and finishing the day about 54 degrees. Jumping ahead to tonight, yes, with very few clouds in play. We will cool rapidly yet again. So there could be some patches of frost. Obviously, but also some fog. Freezing fog may develop in spots overnight tonight with the clearing of skies. Temperatures tomorrow morning, I think, may be closer to 30. But we'll be watching the rain develop and some of the storms, and you'll really feel the winds, I think, by the time we hit 10 to noon. Between 10 and noon tomorrow, it's game on for those winds. They're not going to get much better after that. All right, for today, 54, bright sun turning milder. I did leave a gust around 20, but generally we're looking at 5 to 10 for most of the day. Sliding into today across the state and for East Tennessee. 54 for Oak Ridge, 57 for Newport, and if you're just joining me, 52 in Middlesboro. That's my expectation. As a pop up over back to Facebook, I'm looking at some notes here. I got a good morning from Diane Ladyhawk. Thank you so much. Lori Henderson, she's on here, and here's a travel forecast for today. They should be around 60 in Augusta, 56 for Nashville, and 57 for Atlanta. Atlanta should be pretty nice today as well. Just checking in, I see, trying to keep up with the comments. Lori Henderson said, I got on late. How high are the winds in Knoxville tomorrow? Well, the beautiful thing about this is you can watch this anytime during the morning, however fit your schedule, because this will be on Facebook and YouTube. But generally, 50 to 55 is what I expect, and you can be able to see that on my 7-day, which I'm getting to here in mere moments. But tonight, I did lower the expectation. Many of us will be in the upper 20s to around 30. Expect plenty of stars. I don't see clouds keeping that from happening. We'll just see a starry night. And when you wake up tomorrow, that's when the clouds will start to roll in rapidly. Cold air, patches of freezing fog may develop in a town near you. I've got us at 29 in Kingston, 29 in Newport, and 29 in Morristown. So many of us will be around 30 to start the day, but it's milder in Jamestown. They'll start the morning, and Crossville at 35. So here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast. A lot on the map here, but you'll notice I got the word frigid, I got MLK Jr. Day, and I got gusty. So let's just kind of fill in the blanks here. Friday, 57. We got windy and storms developing. 41 Saturday, 41 Sunday, and then we've got the interesting snowmaker coming in, I think, Monday late and into Monday night and lingering into Tuesday. Look at Tuesday's high, 29 degrees. Now, again, I've got lows at 19, 11. There's a lot of the data that suggests we're in the single digits. If we get enough cloud cover, I don't think single digits will be that readily apparent. But 11, I mean, 11 is pretty cold. Last time we were that cold was quite some time ago. I'm thinking about that polar plunge that we had in 2022 in December. Don't think it'll be that dramatic that quickly, but it will be. It will have some staying power. So get ready for the coldest era of the season. It's still ahead of us. Weekend, again, Saturday, Sunday, and then with the federal holiday on Monday with MLK Jr. Day, you're still at 34. And if we get snow, I'm sure there could be a 4-day weekend for your kiddos. I don't want to I don't want to plant that seed, but I'll do it. It's a possibility. I'm not the decision maker. I'm glad that I'm not. But if they ask me, if they call me up and say, hey, will you consult this school for? Sure, call me up. Send me an email, drop me an email. I will do my best to anyone who wants that information. But you've got to reach out to me. My premium members would be the best way to get that information. Just sign up. You go to CaptainAccurate.com or hit the subscribe button at the top of my Facebook page. You're the very first to get my snow forecast. If you are a premium member, it's like getting 2 streams of information on the same Facebook page. My Captain Accurate premium members are been a big support to me. I appreciate them very, very much. There's also on my Captain Accurate premium side a 15-minute video that details what I expect the rest of winter will look like, so check it out at CaptainAccurate.com. Very thankful for you. I know it's gone a little bit late, 7:08, but I want to say hope you have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine. It will be coming up in full force in just a few moments from now. 7:46 is when the sun comes up. Have a good day. Take care.